I'll be sat there late night, 2 in the morning, can't sleep. I'm on fucking X, right? Scrolling. Then again, I see some fucking shit that pisses me off, all the bullshit. And all I see right now is fucking Barack Obama just embarrassing himself, right? So Barack Obama just running Trump to the ground. Here's and just running himself. He's lost it. Let's just be real. He's lost it, right? First of all, I don't think that anyone really cares about Barack Obama, and the only reason they ever did wasn't because of any of his achievements or any of his decision making or any success that he had in, his job as president or when he was a senator before. His only, his only memorable thing that he's done is become president with his skin color. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that he's become president isn't the accomplishment. It's the fact that he has dark skin. So if you say that to me, I would say that that's not really anything to brag about because, your skin color is your skin color. And unlike a lot of people, I don't see skin color as a good or bad thing. It doesn't mean anything to me. Hey, if you're black, white, pink like my shirt, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. So, if you want my respect, you're going to have to do something. Obviously, a lot of people do just, clap like fucking seals in an aquarium at anything they get told to clap at. So when you are a black guy like Obama and you become president, they clap simply because you're black. I'm not like that, but he's just become this fucking, it's weird because you could say what you want. He wasn't, I wouldn't say he was a good politician, but he was a great speaker, one of the best I'd ever seen. People listened to him, he commanded authority. But now, no. Now it isn't that at all. So this is a video of him, should be coming up on your screen any second. This is him lecturing a crowd of people. Well, he's lecturing black guys because he knows he's being recorded, but he's talking to a group of people whilst he's out, campaigning for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. What do you think of this video? I'm going to play it for you. Here you go.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. That's not acceptable.
See, what he's doing here is classic left-wing tactics, right? This is basically the only thing they have, which is basically, if you don't vote for them, then, well, there's something wrong with you. You're a bad person. You're either sexist and misogynistic because you don't want a woman president, or as Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. And Barack Obama here, basically saying that if you're a black guy, the only reason that you wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris is because you're a bad person and you don't think a woman could be president. You don't like the idea of that. Oh, no, it has nothing to do with our policies, okay? It has nothing to do with the policies. It's because she's a woman, clearly. As if, maybe there's some fucking black people in America who are not just a fucking puppet for you. They're not you're not entitled to their vote. They actually look at the two candidates and look at their achievements, weigh up the options, evaluate their decision, and vote for Donald Trump. Because they're not stupid. And you don't own them. This is the thing. In history, there's a few things that sort of significant. And you talk about in, American history, it was the Republican Party who ended slavery. Right? They were the ones who didn't want slavery, right? Then in recent history, as in the last 15 years, the wokeness has been a key part of the left, right? The Democrats. And then what's happened is they keep reminding you of slavery. They keep bringing up the past. Slavery in America. America's bad. Slavery, this and that. They are actually the ones who, in modern time, are the slave owners. Right, now hear me out. Or they try to be. Right? If you're a black guy, they think that they own you. Right? The Democrats in the United States genuinely believe that they own all of the fucking black people, and they're just entitled. They just have your vote. Right? And if they don't, well, then there's something wrong with that guy. You know, if you're a black guy and you're not voting for Kamala Harris, well, then Barack Obama stood there like this. Like a fucking, just a sad man. It's sad. I have a real problem with that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Just say it. Just say it. I want your vote, and the fact that you're not voting for me means I'm going to try and guilt you into voting. And the thing is, you can see no one really cares. No one's listening to him. No one's listening to him. I think that a lot of this comes down to jealousy and hatred for President Trump. They really dislike him, and I don't think it's to do with policy. I don't think it's because he can win. I mean, obviously, it goes back a long time. Obviously, they all mocked him when he first ran in 2015 for the 2016 presidency, and then 2016 he became president, and they were like, shit, we ran this guy down to the ground, and now he got what we had. That was the only thing we had over him. But I don't think it's just about the power. I think they genuinely just don't like him, and they hate him because he's more relevant than them. Because remember, and this is the thing I think a lot of people that are my age wouldn't understand, is that Trump has been that guy forever. I mean, if you look at the history of Trump, started off in his 20s making money, right? Making money, big money, becomes a big player in New York, big real estate guy, right? Then goes bankrupt, loses loads of money, 900 million in debt, right? Bounces back, becomes a billionaire again. So financially, business world, completed it. Then he goes into the television world, has the show The Apprentice, hit show, massive, inspires a UK version, boom. So conquers business in New York, by the way, conquers business in New York, becomes famous and rich through just being himself, kind of the same way Elon Musk is now, or Jeff Bezos. These guys they're not movie stars or anything, they're just famous for being so successful. Trump did that. Then he stepped into the world of television, had the hit show, did that. So he stayed relevant for decades. And then he steps into the political world. So if you're someone like Barack Obama, you're someone like, obviously, Joe Biden, that was all you had over Trump, was that you guys were in politics and he was just a civilian to you. But then he steps in, becomes president. Okay, yeah, Joe Biden beat him the second time. But the fact is that he is significantly more impressive in essentially every single aspect of his life. And I think that's what they don't like. They don't like that. And obviously the fact that he's, he's like fucking, what's he, like 6'3", he's tall, he's smart, he's funny, he commands respect. The average American that isn't living in California or New York respects him. The working man respects him. Certain industries that, you would say that, the Democrats could easily win over. They're going for Trump now. You've got the police force going for Trump. Obviously, the guys at the border now are obviously going to go for Trump. Certain, the working man, the guy who's pushing wheelbarrows, bumping bricks out. He's going for Trump. And it's only the elites that go for the Democrats. In fact, the Democrats have all the billionaires. They have all the billionaires, literally all of them, right? Except for one, right? Obviously Elon Musk, and that has, well, that sparked a load of these women on this panel, CNN, basically saying that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world trying to buy a country, and it's wrong. So here's this video.
But the guy who's running one of the biggest social media platforms, he fervently believes, it sounds like,
a lot of people believe it,
that there is widespread fraud, which there is not, and he controls the thing. I mean, that's got to give people
Let him keep running his mouth about Dominion and see if they don't get him too.
But I think the thing is
very litigious.
Is that we can't just have truth be based on civil lawsuits, right? We can't just say, okay, you're lying, and the only way we can stop you from lying is to hit you with a civil lawsuit. There has to be some way that we don't do this. Right now, we're watching the richest man in the world buy a country, right? He's got the America PAC. He's single-handedly filming. He is single-handedly funding a PAC that is keeping Donald Trump afloat. He owns Twitter, which is the echo chamber for all of the right-wing information. He has town halls. He's doing public appearances. He's paying for all the ads. He's paying for Turning Point USA's entire door-knocking situation. That is one man. And we have to say, how come one man can spend all this money on an election? And it's because we had a Supreme Court decision called Citizens United. That is a ridiculous undertaking that we have allowed to happen.
What she's talking about is $106 million spent in pro-Trump PAC.
And there are a lot of wealthy Democrats that have written $50 million checks.
I'm not saying that's not true. I think it is clearly notable.
Because he's single-handedly keeping Trump afloat.
Let me pause that. Let me tell you something, right? This is the issue with women, right? Women as a whole. Look at that. So you got that guy in between them two women that were speaking, right? And he makes a very valid point in the middle of their waffling, which is just false, by the way. He makes a valid point that, well, hang on a minute. Okay, Elon Musk, he's giving money to Donald Trump. He's giving money to some, right-wing organizations, and he owns Twitter, which is a business, by the way, which was owned by a heavily left-wing group of people beforehand. These people had no issue with that. But he makes a very good point, saying that billionaires send loads of money to the Democrats. Loads of money. 50 million checks here, 20 million checks there. And this is like multiple billionaires doing the same thing. Trump has Elon, right? And they're hating on him. And by the way, this just shows when you oppose someone's political views, the left have no issue shutting down their human rights. Okay? What these people failed to mention, which would have justified it does completely justify everything Elon's doing. He's a citizen of the United States. He is an American. He can do what he wants. He has no. Why is there an issue with him saying, you know what? I've worked hard. I'm a genius. I've made myself all of this money. Why can't I spend it on saving the world? Which is all he has done. Or advancing civilization in the past. He's been advancing civilization when it comes to Tesla and SpaceX. And then when it comes to buying Twitter, making it X, and supporting Donald Trump, that's him saving the world or saving the West. It's crazy. It's crazy. The fact that X is somehow a ecosystem for right-wing views. Like, no. It's just the only place that someone with right-wing views can express themselves and speak freely without getting their account shut down. It's crazy. And by the way, these guys, this video that I pulled this from is from X. So he's not that bad of a guy. You're on his platform and he's letting you talk shit about him. Honestly, again, like, you go to Stephen King, he's a perfect example. Stephen King, great author, really good writer, right? But when you go on his page on X, all he does is talk shit about Elon Musk and Donald Trump and a few other boring shit that no one cares about. Don't shut him down. If you notice that all of these people are allowed to speak on X, so how is it an ecosystem for right-wing views? It's just a place to speak without getting shut down. And remember the people who owned Twitter before Elon Musk? They silenced Donald Trump. So it was actually an ecosystem for left-wing views. Now,